Kakariko village, Hateno village, Goron city and Rito village. All of Hyrule's villages are unique, but some of them feel like they were strongly inspired or ripped straight out of real-world examples. Today we're comparing Hyrule's architecture to see which real-life towns and cities each village resembles the most. And trust me, a few of them might surprise you. Stay tuned. Kakariko village. The first village I and probably everyone else has arrived in Breath of the Wild for the first time. Feels like medieval Japan, even though I have no idea how it looked like. It really just feels like it. I don't know how to describe it. It's quiet, isolated and looks fancy, and strongly represents Japanese culture and identity. I love when the developers show pride in their heritage, especially when it's something cool such as Japanese architecture. It has warm lights, lanterns, chickens, campfires and subtle waterfalls, and has more fields than any other village, if I correctly recall that from my memory. A great village to arrive at for the first time in Breath of the Wild. I personally do prefer other villages though, because you cannot look at the beautiful landscapes in Kakariko village, resulting from its rough geographic location between a mountainous region. If I had to choose, I'd pick a city based off a Reddit post called Shirakawa-go. It really looks like Hateno village, or that it actually was based off that village. By the way, I'm not Japanese, so please don't judge my horrible pronunciations, especially in the following cities that are to be mentioned.
Alright guys, after a while I have finally recovered from my PC data loss that I just recently experienced. I am sorry for the noticeable bump in quality. The previous minutes of the video playing were downloaded from my YouTube page where I backed up everything I worked for regularly, so that's why you may see compression artifacts and loss of quality. I apologize for that and enjoy the rest of the video.
Hateno village really feels like a Japanese tourist took some notes of European villages, and the moment he returned, he made this generic European-looking village for Breath of the Wild. It could be anywhere. My gut tells me I tend towards Central Europe or the Balkan region of Europe. The reason why I tend towards it are the pastel colors, which remind me of Croatia, but the nearby mountains narrow my choices down to the Alps of Europe, or the Caucasus mountain range. I must say the Caucasus that I know really doesn't look similar to the architecture, so I'll go with the city known worldwide for its beauty near Salzburg, which is located in Austria. The city I'm talking about is called Hallstatt. It has the mountains, the beautiful view, somewhat similar architecture, although it's more dependent on wood than solid bricks, but it looks similar enough in my opinion. And the colors also look very vibrant, such as in Hateno village. I've been close to that region once, by the way. Even being close to the city was stunning enough. Hallstatt it is. I like the running NPCs in the center of the village. It makes it feel more alive. Also the lab at the edge of the village is also quite interesting, because it has a nice view. Tarrey Town is basically the ultimate DIY village in Breath of the Wild. You start with one guy, a pile of rocks and some dreams, and suddenly there's a fully functioning town with houses, shops and people who clearly don't know what they signed up for. Well, kinda. They just went there after you introduced the village in a single sentence. To me it feels like Bend, Oregon. That kind of small town American vibe where everything is clean, colorful and new. It's peaceful, cozy and feels earned. You can tell the residents build it with their own hands, like each plank of wood and each little roof tile has a story. What's fun is that every NPC has a different background. You've got the Gorons, you've got the Rito birds, the Zoras and the Gerudo. Tarrey Town might not be the flashiest place, but it's the one that makes you feel like a builder. Lurelin village immediately reminded me either of the Maldives or Indonesia. It looks like the perfect vacation spot. The second you arrive, you instantly feel like you're home and relaxed. Honestly, staying there and recording its footage for this video reminded me of what I initially thought while swimming in its coast. It's an escape from the game in the game. Weirdly enough, it works out just fine. It doesn't make the location feel forced whatsoever. It's sunny, tropical, and low stress, but also really small. I like it there. Maybe I'll visit Indonesia one day because it looks so beautiful in my opinion. The palm trees, the fine sand, the high cliffs all of a sudden at the edge of the village are really similar to its real-life counterpart called Nusa Penida. Very tropical or Asian island feel to it, which I really like. Rito village was a hard one for me, but I chose to give a little spotlight to my heritage. Why? Because I can. And it also really fits, so why not give the little villages a chance as well? Rito village is honestly one of the coolest examples of vertical city design. Everything's built on cliffs and platforms, and the feathery clothing makes it look comfy. And for some reason the wood looks soft and wet instead of looking like sandpaper, where you can hurt yourself at any moment if you touch it wrongly. Rito village looks like... Zoiped. I kept messing up the pronunciation, so I got aggressive, sorry. In southern Chechnya. The ruins of ancient civilization and nearby villages look very steeply built and fit the narrative of Rito village. I really don't know what to say for Goron city. It's literally a city right next to a volcano. I could mention Indonesia again, but to make it more diverse, I'll pick Reykjavik in Iceland, because it has a lot of volcanic activities. The lava looks very edible, but that's pretty much it to the Goron identity. Everything there feels very sturdy and warm. I like how the architecture blends with the environment, like it's been built with the volcano, not against it.
Hey there, buddy. Morning, pal.
Zora's domain is the complete opposite vibe. It's elegant, watery and majestic. Every corner, every bridge, every waterfall is designed to impress. It really feels like you're stepping into Venice, Italy. I love the flowing architecture, the way the city integrates waterfalls into its everyday life, and how every path and building feels intentional and carefully constructed with passion. Sadly, Venice isn't all blue, but I guess the amount of water makes up for it. Gerudo town is bold and full of rules. It immediately gives you that vibe, which is fun in a game. I'll compare it to Marrakesh, Morocco. Specifically this market right here, whose name I'm not going to pronounce. It has sandstone buildings, defined structures, colorful cloths, and a sense of history that you can feel. I love the marketplace, the lanterns, and the warm desert sun hitting the city walls, especially at sunset. It's visually striking and culturally rich, and it really stands out compared to the other villages I've visited in Breath of the Wild. I was initially going to say Egypt though, because I was in Egypt, but it lacks that blocky building identity of Morocco and Gerudo town, so Marrakesh it is. And last but not least, Hyrule Castle. Hyrule Castle is really just something European once again. Not to degrade it though, Europe is beautiful. Hyrule Castle reminds me of Neuschwanstein Castle in Germany. If you enjoyed this YouTube video, like and subscribe. I would appreciate the support, and that's it for today's video. See you later, goodbye.